Hi, I'm David Wills from TED-IELTS.com. You can find the link down there. It's the best place on the internet to get IELTS preparation materials. And today, I'm going to be telling you how you can prepare for your IELTS exam, not just by looking at IELTS materials. So I guess by now you know what the IELTS exam is. And a lot of students, they think so much about the exam that they're perhaps not preparing as well as they could. So let's say you want to get better at IELTS writing. Now, of course, you're going to look at the papers for the exam. You'll look at some example questions. And you might just write lots and lots of essays. A smart thing to do as well is to read lots and lots of essays. But is this the best way to prepare? Not necessarily. You see, the IELTS exam is essentially just a test of your English skills. Whether you do the academic or the general exam, the examiners are just looking to find out how is your English ability, how well, how fluently do you speak English. There's no way to cheat this, and you're not going to learn some magic secret about IELTS that will get you a band 7 or 8 or 9 unless you really are very good at speaking English. So if you want to get better, you just aim to improve your English speaking abilities. Remember, if a native speaker wanted to sit the IELTS exam, they would probably get a band 9 or maybe a band 8 if they really weren't paying attention. You see, they don't know anything about the IELTS exam, but they do speak English perfectly. And that's what you aim to do. So if you want to speak English better, you shouldn't just study IELTS materials. That's not the best way to do it. You should be looking at lots of different kinds of English materials. You can use your textbooks that you get at other schools or academies to practice grammar and so on, but these are often a little boring, just like IELTS materials are quite often boring. Instead, I recommend you find something that is interesting for you. Now I love podcasts. I listen to podcasts when I'm going to work. I listen to them at the gym. I listen to them when I'm traveling. I find them very interesting. I listen to lots of different kinds of podcasts. If I want to learn another language, I would find some podcasts in that language and listen to them often because it's interesting. When you're interested in something, you will learn so much faster. I've known people learning lots of different kinds of language, and they always learn quickly when they're interested in it, when they have a passion for it. If you're a very sociable person, you should go out there and speak to English speakers. You should find people that speak English and communicate with them in English. If you're a very shy person, maybe you like reading books and you can try reading some novels in English. Maybe your favorite book is Harry Potter and you want to read the original English Harry Potter. That is an example of a really effective way of learning. Because when your brain is engaged, when your heart is in learning, then you'll learn so much faster than looking at IELTS exam papers and IELTS textbooks and finding them really dull and boring. So, what things can you use? I've recommended a few. I said podcasts and books like novels, Harry Potter, speaking to other people. Of course, you can watch movies and TV shows. This is a great way to learn English. You can't just only watch these things, But if you watch them in conjunction with some other kinds of practice, they will really help you to learn. You'll hear native speakers using language in its real context instead of some of the kind of fake language you might hear in some textbooks. You know, the sort of things, "Hi, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. And you?" People don't really speak like this. Instead, you can watch a movie or TV show and hear some real dialogue. Other things, magazines, apps, looking at the news if that interests you. Maybe a particular kind of news like sports or technology. You can find websites and apps to help you doing this. There are all kinds of things in English. It is the global language after all. And I strongly recommend that you spend a lot of time each day or each week using these things to improve your overall English ability. Not just one thing, but whatever you are passionate about. I once met this Korean man when I was living in South Korea, and he spoke American English really, really well. And I said, "Where did you learn English?" And he said, "I never studied it." I said, "How do you speak English so well?" And he said, "I love rap music. I love hip hop." And he just listened to rap music over and over, and he would practice it, and then he would watch YouTube videos about his favorite rappers, and he learned all this language just from this. And he learned fast because it was his passion. It was something he really loved. Now, when you're preparing for the IELTS exam, you do need to think about essay structures. You do need to think, how do I answer listening multiple choice questions? But these things will be so much easier to learn once you have a good basic grasp of English. And I strongly, strongly recommend you find something that you love in English and practice with it every day before you spend loads of time just doing purely IELTS material. One last thing, TED Talks. I know everyone loves TED Talks, right? There's so many different topics. They cover art and technology and the climate and politics and dating and everything. There's so many of these. You can watch them on TED.com, or you can go to my website down here, www.TED-IELTS.com. And you can see these TED videos along with some questions that I have written and some related IELTS materials to help you out. Alright, hope this video has been helpful for you. Leave a comment down below saying whether you liked it, what you liked, and what you would like to see next time. Goodbye.